Hello, second grade, and welcome to today's math lesson about relating centimeters and meters. Just like when we had 12 inches equal a foot, we're going to be doing 100 centimeters equal a meter. We're going to talk more about that as we dive in, but first, let's warm up our brain with a problem of the day. So as always, I'm going to underline that important information as we read. Molly measured the bulletin board with an inch ruler. Oh, going back to inches here. It was 40 inches long. What tool should Molly have used to measure the bulletin board? So she used a ruler, and a ruler was too small. So I'd say, drawing an example, here's the board, and then here's her ruler. The board was 40 inches long, and a ruler, if we remember, only is about 12 inches. When you're measuring, you want to use the most efficient tool, which I think in this case would have been a meter stick. Granted, a meter stick only goes to 36 inches, but you would only need 2 of them, or you would need a lot of rulers. So the answer would be a meter stick. The lunchbox is 22 centimeters long. The notebook is 20 centimeters long. How much longer is the lunchbox? When we look at these problems, we're going to go back and subtract the smaller number from the larger number in order to find the difference. All of these problems about finding the difference include subtraction. Looks like the difference is 2 centimeters. The car is 5 meters long. The garage is 7 meters long. How many meters shorter is the car than the garage? So remember, it doesn't matter the order that they said up here. I wouldn't say 5 minus 7 because that wouldn't work. If you want to find the difference in length, you do the larger number on top, the smaller number on bottom, just like any subtraction problem. And that looks like it's also 2 meters. Oh, not also. 2 centimeters and 2 meters are two very different things. Our next one says the hairbrush is 16 centimeters. The hair clip is 6 centimeters. How many centimeters longer is the brush than the hair clip? When we're comparing and finding the difference, before even looking at my options, I'm going to just solve that problem out myself. And if we do it correctly, then we should get the right answer. We're going to do 16 minus 6 because the hairbrush is 16 and the clip is 6. We want to find the difference. So again, if I draw a hairbrush, and then maybe a hair clip, and I'm going to say 6, and this one is 16. We're trying to find the space right here, the space that's different. And it looks like it's 10. And only one of them says 10. It says, measure the height of a filing cabinet or desk in the classroom using a centimeter ruler. Record your measurement in centimeters. Measure the same filing cabinet or desk using a meter stick. Record the measurement in meters. Well, I have a pretty tall bookcase that I'm going to measure and see what I get. So when I measured it in centimeters, let's see, I'm going to take it over. I got, do you hear the sound of my tape measure? 120 centimeters. Which means it's about, so I'm going to do little squigglies to show it's about 1 meter. I know this because 1 meter is the same as 100 centimeters. If I wanted to be specific, I could say 1.2 to show a fraction, but I don't want you guys to worry about that. Nadia has a rope that is 112 centimeters in length. I'm going to use purple to represent centimeters. Erin has a rope that is 112 inches in length. I'm going to use black like normal to represent inches. Whose rope is longer? Explain. So if we notice, they're using different units of measurement. We're going to draw a ruler here, or our best imaginings of one. And I'd say, here's an inch, 1 inch. There's an inch. And then we could say 3, just to show a piece of a ruler. Now, if we remember, if we look at a ruler that has inches and centimeters on it, centimeters are much smaller than inches. So I'm going to switch back to purple to show centimeters. Inside 1 centimeter, there's about 3 centimeters. So here's 1 centimeter. If I can get my pen to work. Let's clean that up a little. 1 centimeter. Here's 2. Here's 3. 3 for centimeters is right here. The 3 for inches is right here. So 112 would show up a lot sooner than 112 centimeters would show up a lot quicker than 112 inches, if that makes sense. So Nadia's rope is in centimeters, so I'm going to draw it right here, 112 centimeters. And I'm going to move the A for Aaron's rope down here so we can line them up. In inches, 112 inches would be much longer because of the scale we looked at earlier. So, Aaron has the longer rope. In this picture in your Explore and Explain today, you're going to choose a larger object from the picture, like a table or a window, find it in your school, I guess we're not in our school, so in our house, measure it in centimeters, and then measure in meters. So, I'm going to go to my window, and I'm going to measure it. I'm going to see how many centimeters it is. My window is exactly 100 centimeters. That's pretty lucky because 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. So that's my window. But you might want to measure a table, or your window in your house might be a lot bigger than mine, and you might need some help measuring it, and that would be pretty cool. But I'm going to say 100 centimeters or 1 meter. It says you can use different units of length to measure the same object. The basketball hoop is 3 meters tall. It is about 300 centimeters tall. Those are saying it's the same height. It didn't grow smaller or taller because it went from 3 to 300. It's the same. They're just using a different unit. It's 3 meters, but also you could say it's 300 centimeters if you were measuring with a smaller unit. In today's math, you're going to find these objects around your house. And again, if you don't have them, you can just cross it off or find something similar. You're going to measure it first in centimeters, then in meters. It's exciting to see what you come up with. Remember, when you're looking at meters, it doesn't have to be exact. So if you come up to something that's, 150 centimeters, that's about 1.5 meters. Or what I would do is I would put it here 1 for the 100, and then point the decimal here, which we haven't really talked about decimals, but this will be a good way of kind of showing. You take the number that's in the tens place and you move it here. It's about 1.5 meters. Or if you had something that said 260, you would say centimeters. You would say, well, that's 2 because 200, that's 2 meters. And then we'll do that little decimal again, 0.6 meters. So that's a way that you can go from centimeters to meters when it's not a whole number in the hundreds. I hope that helps, and I can't wait to see all your discoveries today. Bye, second grade.